we have probably one of the smallest cars in Underground 2, the Miata. A kind of spiced up Miata. I don't know why I like the Miatas in red, but the actual color is a bit fadey red. I like more like this glossy red. But never mind that. In today's video, I'm gonna give you guys a proper drag tune for the Miata. So before we get going with the video, I'm quickly gonna do a dyno run and show you guys how much power this car has. (317.7 kilowatts with 423.2 newton meters. Not very fast, not very powerful, but its weight is its major advantage. This car weighs next to nothing, so these actual dyno results are a bit to be estimated. Well, underestimated. Or what's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna categorize this video in 4 sections. The first section is me, that's gonna show you my tune, because that's why you guys are here. Secondly, I'm gonna do a 400-meter run for you. Thirdly, I'm gonna show you guys what I installed in the car. And lastly, we are gonna do a drag race. So let's quickly start with the drivetrain. So here is the magic sauce to the speed of the Miata. So I just want to let you guys know that this tune you guys are seeing over here is specifically made to have a pretty good 400-meter pass, as well as to be able to complete the Bayview race course. Whenever you are trying to use this tune on a different kind of race, like a circuit race or a drag race even, but a longer drag race, you might experience that your engine is gonna blow. In that case, you can just come here, go to final drive ratio and just take it to the left a few notches, and then yeah, obviously in that way you can reach higher speeds. Okay, so now that that is done for, let's quickly go to the suspension. This car does spin a lot, so that's why the front is all the way down to low, the rear is all the way up to a high. The front springs and the front shocks over here is about halfway. The rear springs and the rear shocks is hard. This is just to try to help to get most of the weight not going past the rear wheels. You got to get it in that certain perfect spot, so when you do launch, the weight does go from the front to the back, then it ends up on the rear wheels. Going to the front sway bar and the rear sway bar, it's both at hard. And then for the steering ratio, we did not touch those. For the aerodynamics, because this car weighs so little, we had to increase it all the way down to keep this little car on the road. The tires and brakes is that strong, and I did not touch the brakes. Before the ECU, if you don't know how to tune it, in the top right corner over here, I'll drop a card for you to a specific video I made, like to completely explain to you guys how to properly tune the ECU and turbo. So a quick briefing, you just want to take out all the power from 1 to 2000 RPMs and here from 1 to 4000 RPMs. Going to nitros, we have got it at about 5 seconds. Okay, so let's go do a 400-meter run. I just messed that up. Okay, while we are here now, I completely messed that up. Wait, let's go back. We gotta do this right. Everyone wants to see the car just spin out of there. There we go. So obviously there is a lot of ways we can launch this car, but the correct way to launch it is to actually get your needle up till about 7000 RPMs. Over here it's gonna turn green, and that is exactly where you want to launch. If you launch in the red or in the blue, it's gonna be a very bad pull. You want to use nitros in first gear as well as get every shift perfect. So let me quickly show you guys where the needle should be. Right over here at 7000 RPM. So it does take a little bit of a practice. So let me quickly do it until I get it right. I actually messed this run up, but it was still pretty darn good. We got a 7.75. That is amazing. If you guys have been watching my tuning videos for some time, you would actually know getting into the 7 seconds are pretty difficult, but a 7.75, that is almost as fast as the Skyline GTR, and this car has got like 100 kilowatts and 100 newton meters less. And also the speed was 277. I actually left off once we reached the 400 meters. That's why the top speed for the entire track is so low, but that doesn't matter. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is section number 3. We're quickly gonna go over the performance upgrades. So for the engine, we have got 3 different stages: stage 1, stage 2, and stage 3. So what you want to do is, in short terms, is you want to install all 3 of them. You want to install stage 1, then stage 2, then stage 3. Reason for this is because not all the packages gives better parts of the same parts. For example, if you look here, package contents, here is a cold air intake system which is installed. But if you go through stage 2, there's nothing of a cold air intake system. If you go through stage 3, there's also nothing of a cold air intake system. So if you haven't installed section 1, you wouldn't have a cold air intake system. You would still have the standard air box. Then going over to looking here at performance exhaust. So if you did install stage 1, you would have collected all of these. If we go to the right, we can see here is a catback exhaust system and a larger diameter downpipe. So that's why it actually replaced these ones over here, because they are better. So in other words, if you only install stage 3 and you did not install stage 1 and 2, technically what would happen is you wouldn't have any of these installed at all, because the contents in stage 2 is not the same in stage 3. So that is where the young me, like 100 years ago, I used to only install stage 3. I never looked at the package contents. I just knew stage 3 is the best. We just need to install stage 3, but I missed out on this extra lost performance gains over here. So for the ECU, you also want to install all 3. For the transmission, you also want to install all 3. For the suspension, you also want to install all 3. For the nitros, you're fine with the last one. For the tires, also the last one is fine. For the brakes, you can install all 3. For the weight, you definitely want to install all 3. As you can see, all 3 is installed because all 3 packages are different contents. Going to turbo, the last one is just fine. Okay, so now that we have got that under control, let's quickly do a drag race. And we are off. Oh my gosh, we're leaving them. This car is not bad. It's got 20 psi of boost. That is like what, 1.7 bar, 1.8 bar? That is really not bad. Like, where are they? I'm racing myself over here. And this was also a very, very bad run. Check out the stats. I got 3 of them correct. Do take note that the launch is one of them. So I had 2 perfect shifts and I messed up, what, the other 3-4 shifts of it. So yeah, it wasn't that good of a race. Top speed at 329, 324, 321, and 321. So we were definitely the fastest out here. We were literally still pulling on the people. Okay, so now that that is done, you guys gotta let me know in the comments below what you think of this tune after you have used it, obviously. Otherwise, if you guys did enjoy this video, you found it useful, entertaining, or boring, please make sure to drop a big like. Nevertheless, if you would love to support the channel, especially if you're new, hit the logo at the bottom right corner to subscribe. If you want to see a similar video, hit the icon on the left. If you want to see one of my most recent videos, hit the icon on the right, and I'll see all of you legends in my next video. But for now, peace out everyone.